Hey guys, it's Chronofairy and welcome back to another Hypixel Skyblock video. Today we will be ranking all the swords in Hypixel Skyblock from worst to best. That's right, it's going to be a complete guide to all the swords in Hypixel Skyblock. So that means that this ranking list will not include bows because I don't think it's fair to compare ranged weapons with melee based weapons. So yes, anything that does melee damage would constitute as a sword in this ranking list. So before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know that we're not counting the stone, wooden or iron sword in this list as well, because those weapons, chances are you'll be dumping them 15 minutes into your Skyblock adventure. So we're talking about swords that you would actually use in Hypixel Skyblock for a decent period of time. Be sure to drop a like on this video because I put a lot of effort into this ranking list and guide, and be sure to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as well because I do a ton of Hypixel Skyblock videos as well as other kinds of Minecraft videos on my channel. So on to the worst ranking sword on our list here. I actually made a literal list on a piece of paper, so we're going to go through this right now. So at rank 13 is the Rogue Sword, and this is a sword that you actually get from one of the NPCs after completing a quest in the hub. Can't remember which quest it is, but I think it's for like slaying the zombies or something like that. Yeah, so you get this Rogue Sword, it's plus 20 damage. I mean, it's downright horrible. Like, definitely do not waste your experience levels and enchant this sword. Please don't, it's terrible, you should never use it. The only good thing about this sword is the speed boost ability, which is why I still have it in my inventory, because you know, if you're walking around from place to place, right, you can just right click on it and it just gives you a nice little speed boost if you have no other use for mana. So next up at rank 12 is the Diamond Sword. Now I did say I wasn't going to be talking about, you know, wooden sword, stone sword and an iron sword, but a Diamond Sword is actually a weapon that many new players might consider using for a decent period of time. So that's why the Diamond Sword is ranked 12 on our list. So you can actually buy the Diamond Sword from the weaponsmith for a very low price of 60 coins. It's really dirt cheap, and it's definitely much better than the Rogue Sword, which is the worst ranking sword on our list, because it does 35 flat damage and it's really cheap. So, you know, it's a decent starter sword to have, but there are better options, which I'll explain more in the later part of this ranking video. There are definitely better starter weapons here. It's just that it's one of the worst starter swords, right? Due to the fact that it only does damage and has no special ability whatsoever. So that is why the Diamond Sword is ranked 12. For rank 11, we have the End Sword, which is this sword over here. Again, you can buy this one from the weaponsmith. Costs a bit more coins, but it's much better, you see, because the End Sword does 35 damage. Again, same damage as the Diamond Sword, right? But it does extra 100% damage to Endermen, Ender Dragons, and Endermites. This means that you'll be dealing 70 damage in total to Endermen, Ender Dragons, and Endermites. The reason why it's not as good, as high up there on the ranking list is because you don't encounter much Enderman, or you can't even fight the Ender Dragon yet in Hypixel Skyblock, so you don't even encounter much Enderman. So that's why this sword is just a slight upgrade from the regular Diamond Sword. So next up at rank 10 is this sword right here, the Spider Sword. Again, you can buy it from the weaponsmith for 100 coins. Now this sword is slightly more useful than the End Sword because even though it does 5 less damage, right, 30 damage base, but you are dealing extra 100% damage to spiders, cave spiders and silverfish. And in this case, spiders and silverfish are actually way more common, yeah, to be fighting, because there's the spider's den area, which is the area beyond the graveyard. So there are plenty of spiders there, hence this sword will be useful for that purpose. And if you want to like farm string and, you know, items that drop from spiders, right, this sword is the sword that you should be getting. Next up at number 9 is actually a sword not from the weaponsmith. It is a sword that you can craft. I believe it's in the gold collection. Yeah, the gold mining collection. That's right, we are talking about the Cleaver. So the Cleaver does pretty impressive damage here. 40 damage, which is higher than all the swords that we've talked about so far. And it adds additional 10 strength. And the special thing about the Cleaver is, well, it cleaves. So it does AoE damage, essentially, to monsters in a 3-block range. Now, this might look like amazing on paper, right? But actually, it's just like mediocre. I mean, it's better than having no ability, that's for sure. But yeah, because the thing is, when you're like fighting zombies, you're fighting skeletons, they usually aren't in groups. They're like one by one, so the cleave ability doesn't help out that much. And yeah, it's only hitting the other mobs, right, for a portion of the damage. So it's not like it's doing 40 damage to like the 3 enemies, you know what I mean? It's doing 40 damage to the main enemy that you are attacking, right? And the enemies that are beside it will only take a slight fraction of that damage. So that is why the Cleaver is at rank 9. But the Cleaver is still a good sword, and you should still consider getting it early on into your Skyblock adventure. So next up is, at number 8, we have the Undead Sword. Now this is the ultimate beginner sword, guys. You know, I've talked about it in other videos before. This sword is amazing. You should definitely get it. It's only 100 coins. And you'll be using this sword for a very, very long time. Even I'm still using it right now. Just that mine has lots of enchantments on it. But yeah, Undead Sword, amazing. That because of the very simple reason you are dealing extra 100% damage to skeletons, withers, zombies, and zombie pigmen. And that's like all the mobs you'll be fighting in Hypixel Skyblock. Really, you the only other mobs that you'll be fighting aside from these, right, is maybe like spiders. And you have the spider sword for that, right? So the Undead Sword is the most versatile beginner sword. So that's why you should get it. It's basically going to deal 60 damage all the time, because you're going to be fighting one of these mobs here. So it just deals 60 damage all the time, and that is why the Undead Sword is freaking amazing, and you should go and get it as a beginner player. So now we are moving slightly over to the mid-tier swords. The swords that you can get in the mid-game. And this is a sword that not many people even know exists. And hence at rank 8, we have this sword known as the Silver Fang. Now I don't actually have the sword myself, so we're going to take a look at it in the auction house. So I believe I can find some over here. There should be one somewhere. There we go, guys. This is a Silver Fang. Ignore the enchantments. The basic Silver Fang does 100 damage, and that's it. So you guys are probably wondering, how do I get this Silver Fang? Because chances are you might not have heard of this sword, because even I hadn't until I started making this video. So the Silver Fang comes from the Gas collection. You know, it comes from Gas tiers. So it actually requires, I think, like something like 5,000 Gas tiers to unlock. So it's not that easy to get, because again, this is a mid-tier sword, right? But even though it's a Silver Fang, it functions basically the same as any sword. You can enchant it, you know, you just left click to attack the mobs, and yeah, it does a flat 100 damage, which is a lot, much better than the Undead Sword. But it is a bit harder to get as well, but you might be able to get it for a low price at the auction house. I believe I saw one selling for, well, not this price, 32k is a bit much. I believe there was an unenchanted Silver Fang. That's right, see, this unenchanted Silver Fang, right? Selling for 10,000 coins. 10,000 coins is not that much, considering that this is a slight upgrade from the Undead Sword. So you may want to consider this sword. It's really underrated, and that is why the Silver Fang is one ranking higher than the Undead Sword at rank number 7. So now for the next weapon on our list. You guys probably saw it coming. Rank 6 is indeed the Ember Rod. So the Ember Rod, yeah, okay, this is a perfect Ember Rod right here that I can show you guys. So the Ember Rod does 80 strength, it does 80 damage, which is slightly less than the than the Silver Fang, right? But again, it has an additional 35 strength, additional 50 intelligence, and it's a special ability, so what's not to like, right? And the Ember Rod is kind of difficult to get. I still haven't gotten it yet. Basically, if you guys don't know, the Ember Rod, in order to get it, you need to head over to the Nether Fortress, and there's this boss, the Magma boss or something like that. He spawns once every 2 hours. So if you kill him, he will drop 1 Ember Rod, and that's how you get the Ember Rod. But the thing about the Magma boss is, right, it's a really difficult grind, because there are a lot of players trying to kill the Magma boss as well, and they might get the Ember Rod instead of you if they pick it up first. So that's why the Ember Rod is at rank 6. Really, really strong. One of the best mid-tier weapons that you can get. Really amazing, guys. And it's not that difficult to get. You just have to put in a lot of effort into camping at the Magma boss spawn area and just waste hours of your lives doing this. But you eventually get it. So that's the Ember Rod for you at rank 6. At rank 5 is actually the Golem Sword. Now, if I head over into my collection here, the Golem Sword comes under Iron, I believe. That's right, I actually haven't unlocked it yet. Yep, you need 25,000 Iron, so it's really, it's moving towards a bit of the late game now. So the Golem Sword unlocks at 25,000 Iron, does 80 damage, so it's the same as the Ember Rod in terms of the flat damage, 80. But look at that strength, guys, 125 strength. It's a lot of strength. Gives you bonus 25 defense as well, so, you know, that's nothing to sneeze at. And it has a special ability, Iron Punch. Punch the ground, damaging enemies in a hexagon around you for 100 base damage. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's not much to say here. It's an amazing sword, adds a lot of strength and defense. Definitely better than the Ember Rod here. So that is why the Golem Sword is rank 5 on our list. Now we're getting to like the really top tier swords, so it's pretty exciting. So at rank 4, right, guys, we have the Zombie Sword. That's right. Bet you guys didn't expect the Zombie Sword to be this high, but it is. So the Zombie Sword over here. Like, if you take a look at the Golem Sword and the Zombie Sword, right, you can see that they are both rare weapons, but they're much better than the Ember Rod, which is an epic weapon. This is because the Golem Sword and the Zombie Sword really take a lot of effort to grind. The Ember Rod, you just have to have a bit of patience and you might get it eventually. But the Zombie Sword and the Golem Sword will really take you a really long time to get. So that is why they are also better than the Ember Rod, even though they are only rare and the Ember Rod is of epic rarity. So if you look here, the Zombie Sword does 100 damage. You know, it's more than the Golem Sword, right? 50 strength and 50 intelligence, amazing. And here's the best part about the Zombie Sword, is the ability. You can right click and you can heal yourself for 20% of your health. That is huge, guys. 20% of health is a lot. So if you are fighting like zombies and like, you know, your health is really low, just right click, instant heal right there. And if you're playing with friends or you just want to help the other players around you, right, it also heals them for 10% of their health as well. This is why the Zombie Sword is really, really amazing, and that is why it is ranked 4 on our list. So rank 3 is this sword. It's actually called the Aspect of the End, I believe. It comes from Ender Pearls. Again, this is a really difficult sword to get. It's in fact harder to get compared to the previous 2 swords that I've mentioned. Requires 25,000 Ender Pearls, and because Ender Pearls are actually just really hard to get. I mean, you would definitely need an Enderman minion if you want to try to grind for these Ender Pearls, and you only get it at 25,000 Ender Pearls, which is a lot, guys. But this sword is freaking amazing. 100 damage, 100 strength. I mean, the fact that it adds 100 strength is even more than the Zombie Sword. Slightly less than the Golem Sword. But another important thing to note about the Aspect of the End, right, is its special ability, which is even better than the Golem Sword in that case. Because if you look at special ability, you can just teleport 8 blocks away. So let's say you're like getting harassed by Pigman or something and you're almost dead, right? Just right click, teleport, and you'll be far away from them. And you can use this to get in and out of situations very quickly. Because it not only teleports you, right, it gives you that very nice speed boost. So that's why the Aspect of the End at rank number 3. So, you know, we are in the top 3 now. This is really a top 3 weapon right here, guys. And now it gets really interesting. What is going to be rank 2, right? Bet you guys are excited for this. Rank 2 is probably quite surprising because, again, I don't think this is a sword that many people are aware of. But it actually comes from the Spider Eye collection and the second best sword in the game right now. I'm sure that they will add more swords in the future and all that, right? But for now, these are all the swords that we have in Hypixel Skyblock. So this guide is quite accurate. But I'm sure that they will be buffing and nerfing different swords later on. And they'll probably be adding new swords as well. So this list is still accurate for now. So if you look at rank 2, right, the second best sword in the entire Hypixel Skyblock game, right, is this Leaping Sword. It's actually an epic rank sword. Yeah, and it does 150 base damage. Again, higher than any other sword that we have covered so far on the list. 150 base damage is huge. 100 strength and an extra 25% crit damage. It's a lot, guys. And the ability again, once again, amazing. There's really nothing to complain about here. You leap into the air, deal 100 base magic damage to nearby enemies, and you freeze them for 1 second. Of course, we haven't actually seen this sword in action because I don't think anybody has gotten it yet. But I assume when you land on the ground, right, these enemies will be frozen, meaning they can't actually move or even act or attack you. They'll just be like stunned, kind of, for 1 second. So really amazing sword here, guys. But of course, it's very, very difficult to get 50,000 spider eyes. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So now we've arrived at our number 1 spot. And I think you guys already know what's rank 1, guys. It is indeed what you thought it was. It is the Pigman Sword at number 1. 50,000 raw pork chops to even unlock the recipe in the first place. And if you look at the crafting recipe, I mean, it's just look at it. It's crazy. It's like 1,000,000 pork chops, basically. Yeah, so it's really hard to get. Hardest sword in the game to get right now. And nobody has it legitimately. And if you guys see any video of people claiming that they have Pigman Sword, it's probably clickbait on YouTube, just saying. Yeah, because nobody has gotten it yet. It's quite early on. Yeah, so it's impossible to get Pigman Sword this early on into Hypixel Skyblock. But maybe in a few months, we might see people start to get the Pigman Sword. Then we can really see it in action. But Pigman Sword is the only legendary sword so far in Hypixel Skyblock. Damage additional 200, strength additional 100, crit chance of 5%, the only sword that adds crit chance so far as I'm aware, and crit damage of 20%. So again, the highest base damage right there adds a ton of strength, crit chance, and crit damage. Amazing sword. You're definitely going to be destroying everything in one hit. It's already amazing even without enchanting it. But once you enchant it, guys, with all the enchantments, with like vampirism, with first strike, you know, it's going to kill everything in one hit basically. And it has ability Burning Souls. You form vortexes of flame, giving you resistance 1, so it makes you harder to die in that case. And it attacks nearby enemies with a projectile dealing up to 75 damage over 5 seconds. So this is like an AoE effect right here. So that is why the Pigman Sword is the best sword in the game, and it's also the hardest sword to get. So that pretty much concludes this ranking video. If you guys have found it to be quite useful, be sure to leave a like and share it with your friends. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at ChronoFury as well. There's also a link in the video description which will take you to a playlist where you can view all the Hypixel Skyblock guides that I've done so far. Consider subscribing to my channel if you guys like Hypixel Skyblock videos and Minecraft videos, because I upload them on a regular basis. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.